Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whenever and wherever you are. And welcome back to the Beta Plan playing Shadowrun. So, I have done a bit of shopping. We are a cyber mage after all, and therefore I, have gotten rid some of our weak meat and replaced it with some cyberware. First of all, we have improved our eyes. We've replaced one with a Cybertronic eye, the Vision Magnification eyes, the Alpha wear, the best one you can get in game, and gives you a passive plus 6% to hit. Nice. It doesn't help for our close combat though. It doesn't help for our area of effect spells. It doesn't do it, but it should help for our single target spells, and we have two of those. Both Mana Bolt as well as Flamethrower. We also have given ourselves Jolt Alert, which doesn't even cost any essence. This stimulates the nervous system to jolt a stunned user awake. Passive: if the user is stunned, they will automatically be jolted back to consciousness with 1 HP. Never again will we be stuck in, well, a mode where we can't do anything and we will have to take no cover. I thought that was quite good to take with us, and also pretty cheap, only 1,000 Nugent. Now there are several cyberware that I already want to take, and there's actually a fetish that would, if we would equip that into our, well, standard gear, we would gain some extra spellcasting and willpower, but then we will have no Nugent left. And I'm not quite keen on that. There's also definitely better armor I could buy, but, well, these are already 2 upgrades, and these are the 2 upgrades we're going to go with right now. I know that we're doing pretty good, we're pretty much smashing up people, so for now we're just gonna go with this. I've taken up 2 other assignments. We are, we're out to, that's the blackmail one that we picked up for the, well, Vitmaker, let's put it that way, Trident Vitmaker in the last episode, but we also gained go to the Ares Asia holding facility to plant some data in order to make it seem like the Yellow Lotus is, well, paying area scientists that came from London instead from this area, and therefore nobody really trusts them, paying them data in order to get hold of a new laser weapon. And they don't even care if we sell the laser weapon or keep it ourselves. This character might sell it. Why? Well, we have no ranged combat. Speaking of which, by the way, I've looked into other cyber weapons for ourselves, but there is one cyber weapon that has a little bit more damage, strength plus 4 I think, but that does less bleeding damage and only AP damage on a critical hit. The other one is the Monofilament Whip, which would definitely be better right now for us, in the fact that it does 14 damage, and currently our weapon does 9 damage, 6 strength plus 3. So that would be a better weapon, but it uses, according to its description, the ranged combat skill in order to calculate the chance to hit, so we have no chance of hitting with that. So we're not going to use a Monofilament Whip. We're going to stick with our weapons, and hopefully, well, we can get an upgrade for these Ares Razor Hands. I'm sure they've done that. I'm sure there will be at least one upgrade of this. So, this mission was kind of a quiet mission, and about talking, no, we're not so good in talking. This mission could be done smashing or talking in, and this, well, the kidnap was pretty much smashing up people. They didn't want it to go too loud, but we could be pretty loud. Having said all that, we also have an interesting mail about Auntie Chang and Josephine. Probably is Nobel. No, from Gabba this time. Hey, Seattle. I think I can add a little context to that thing between Auntie and Josephine Tsang, you know? The thing that makes Auntie hit the sauce and talk revenge? This is a combo of stuff I heard and stuff I put together myself, so your mileage may vary. For years, the Yellow Lotus acted as tax collectors within the walled city, and about the walled city we've heard that Josephine, via some Shadowland trekking, she actually built it and lost a lot of funds. Now, they say she sold her place and that there were just trouble, but I smell a cover-up. Since the walled city was built by Josephine Tsang and the Yellow Lotus was run by Auntie Chang, they must have had a working business relationship. For a while at least. From what Niger told me, he was her favorite. You get that, right? Auntie wasn't known as a real up-and-comer back then. She was on the fast track to the next Yellow Lotus 438. That's a big deal gig, Seattle. Money and power galore. Now you need to know that there were a lot of triads and corps doing biz in the walled city. All sorts of stuff. Sometimes they work together nicely, and sometimes people get bloody. The way I heard it, Auntie came up with some sort of grand plan to consolidate business within the walled city. The power would be split between Yellow Lotus and Tsang's company, and everyone else would get out. If her plan worked, Auntie would rise in the Yellow Lotus like nobody's business, and Josephine Tsang would make a long bank. There was a catch though. In order for the plan to work, both women would need to jump through a lot of hoops. There'd be a street level maneuvering and power plays on Auntie's sides and blackmail negotiations on a corporate level from Josephine Tsang. My info gets sketchy here. From what I've pieced together, Tsang went behind Auntie's back and took her plans to her boss, a 438 named Wang Lu Fat. They cut kindly out of her own plan. Why Tsang do that? My guess is that she saw Auntie as some sort of threat. People in the know say that Wang Lu Fat is weak and greedy. She can be manipulated with her palm if her palms remains well greased. Another her. Wang Lu Fat is another her. We have 3 ladies at top. I'm feeling intimidated a little bit here. I don't have that many lady watchers, but I'm getting scared of you girls. Long story short, power was consolidated in the walled city just like Auntie planned, only she didn't wind up getting any of it. Her climb up the Lotus ladder came to an abrupt halt. She's still a straw sandal, just like she was before Tsang backstabbed her, and now she's stuck in Hayoi like a fly in an ember. I'd be pissed off too if it were me. So, well, we know everything we need to know. So what I want to do is, I want to first do the mission where we can smash up. It is more or less kidnap a guy. The guy itself is supposedly a bit of a pushover, but he has a bodyguard that even installs some fear into Kindly Chang, or at least one that she says could very well be bad news for us. So, you know what? I'm gonna kill him, just to show how good Deathclaw is. Make a name for ourselves. So, we're going to do the travel to Shangri-La to kidnap Rooster Lou. Seeing this is mainly going into a restaurant in order to kidnap somebody, I think we mainly want close combat people. Or at least people that can fight. The question is, now we have like very, very little healing on our hands. We have some health kits. Oh, we have some health kits. We could take Gobbet with us as a replacement. But I think we're going to go with a heavy hitting team. That is more or less what I am considering. For once we don't need a decker. Confirm this. We're going to go with a heavy, hard hitting team. Something that can take out his thugs and take out that supposedly super strong guy. Uninvited guests. A tangle of marine decorum, restless lights and ambrosial scents mingle atop a floating quay to accent the Shangri-La, Aberdeen Harbour premier dining location. With the competitive views of the surrounding bay, the restaurant attracts a steady crowd of tourists and Wuxing personnel. Ooh. We already annoyed the Wuxing, that might be bad. The primary money man for the 289s, which is by the way another little triad group, Cheung Sing Rooster Lo, is enjoying a rare meal outside a triad-held territory. Intel says he's set up in one of the restaurant's private dining rooms, but he's not alone. Rooster keeps a personal bodyguard, a notorious orc called the Talon. Who wants to put $10 on the fact that he also uses cyberware, like I do? In addition to his regular security detail, you've seen photos of the Talon's handiwork. Body's so battered it's hard to tell where one bruise ends and the next begins. Your mission, locate Rooster, extract him from the Shangri-La, and deliver him to your client alive. Simple, fast, low profile. Of course, even the simplest run can go sideways. But they said it wouldn't be bad if we would go loud, and I am planning pretty much to go loud with this one. I'm putting the sword away because I don't want to have the option. I'm not going to go in close combat with swords. We do not have any melee abilities. Well, we have melee abilities, but we are not trained to fight with a sword. Let me put it more clear. Whoa! Alright, we have to go for the front door. Security guard. Stepping into the interior hallway of the Shangri-La, you're confronted by a massive wall of troll. Yeah, he seems even to be larger than me. The restaurant's front door security. He speaks with surprising elocution. I think at least that he is eloquent in how he speaks, but... Welcome to Shangri-La. We strive to provide our patrons with an exquisite dining experience. If you have any questions or require special accommodations, don't hesitate to speak with our staff. No, I would not want to pick a fight with you with the troll right now. Looks like I've got my pick of tables. I'm sorry, but this is not a seat-yourself establishment. If you'd like to choose where you sit, I suggest you make a reservation for one of the private rooms upstairs. He looks you up and down and frowns. Please keep in mind that any disturbance will be promptly de-escalated by our security. Right. Reserve the right to bar service to unruly patrons. Thank you and enjoy your meal. What security? I don't see any guards around. With a puff on his chest and a shake of his shoulder, the troll assumes a more aggressive posture. His face remains a mask of neutrality despite the obvious irritation in his voice. Wuxin prides itself on having world-class security personnel. You would do well to remember that the best kind of security is often hidden from sight. Humorous that he thinks the worst threat would shamble in through the front door. Oh well, we're in anyways. That crab was truly amazing. I just wish I didn't have to wait an hour to get it. Alright, well, let's see what she is. Waitress. A waitress swamped with orders is caught unaware by your approach. Welcome to Shangri-La, ma'am. Our hostess will seat you as soon as she gets back. You're welcome to wait in the lounge. Alright, thanks. I think we can just pass. Can't believe they are late again. Order computer. Wait for targets. Henry. We also have a chef. A well-dressed man sits alone in the bar, elbows propped on top of the counter. His face is hard, eyes blank. He swirls the contents of his half-empty glass in a stopper. Between the swollen eyes and whiskey double, it isn't hard to guess his mood. As you approach, he rubs his temples and grazes you with a light sideways glance. Mumbles under his breath. Yeah, not like I can dig myself any deeper. Rough day? He looks at you again through dull, bloodshot eyes, but his gaze drifts elsewhere before returning to his drink. Last 2 contracts, missed the third, late for a meeting, and publicly shamed my co-worker. All during a 9 to 5. New record, as far as I can tell. He takes a long pull from his glass exhale. At least I got that going for me. Oh wait. Publicly shamed by my co-worker. I thought he did it. No, so your co-worker sounds like an asshole. How did you get you shamed? Negligence. My co-worker took 2 of my contracts while they were in renewal. I overlooked them for a day or 2. Damn, it was just a couple of days. He sighs and begins to sway, whether it's involuntarily or to calm himself, it's uncertain, but his chair creaks loudly in protest. Anyway, he took my clients and made a fool of me. Been rubbing it in ever since. How did you lose the contract? Wish I knew. One of them was almost a done deal, but for some reason the client suddenly changed their tune, and the contract slipped away before I could officially close it. The other 2 contracts were ongoing against people I worked for years. Something tells me something has gone wrong here. Perhaps this is a little side mission in a side mission. We've seen that before, like with the repairing of the Feng Shui when we entered the walled city. But I somehow forgot about their annual renewal date, and a more diligent coworker picked them up. That's just negligence indeed. I got no credit for the long-term partnership with those clients. If anything, I now look worse for losing them, even though I brought them to Wuxi in the first place. He leans back and lets out a weary groan. His breath reeks of alcohol. I'm going to say that this is too much coincidence, somebody working against you. Are you kidding me? Everyone is in each other's throat in this business. He downs the rest of his drink, signals to the bartender in a single movement. Yeah, not a refill of glass, though I don't see the bartender. Hmm. Fair, but would somebody benefit from what happened to you? Well, the newcomer, David. Him! He came out of nowhere and he has become the rock star of upper management. He's been making connections and deals like a wuxing veteran like me. I think you found your culprit. You're telling me you wanna know what I think? I think he's got family connections, people in high places, and he's been using them to his advantage. Okay, well, no, it's just a thought. He says while still rocking his hair. No, just wishful thinking. Well, I'm going to find out. I have a little side mission. This guy. Well, but before we go there, let's see what's up here. That's a security guard. Probably this is to the private chambers, or perhaps there's a secret door here. Oh, there is the bartender. I overlooked it. And they allow me to just get behind here? Yes, they do. Uh-oh. Perhaps it would have been smart to take Isnobel with us. Let's just check the orders. Private room. Floor 2. Party of 5. No prawns. Avoid cross-contamination with shellfish. Dinner is allergic. We have Talon's allergy. I don't know how we, from that little thing, know that it's Talon's. It didn't state that. It just stated one person. You'll scroll through today's notes. Several surveys have written about concerns regarding tonight's lack of security. There is a lack of security. Frustrated with a curious guest wandering up the second floor private dinner room. The rest is user information. Okay, so there is a lack of security. Few mention of occasional activities. Further down a note in the red expresses warns that the special guest on floor 2 should be served by approved wait staff only. And if the guests order are botched again, they will be significant and widespread consequences. Alright. You know, enter a new order. A menu pops up with options to view or place orders. Following the menu in the dining room chart, there has been broken down to several serve zones. A large comp button is the upper right hand corner. Has a lock icon over it. Seems people were being too liberal with the free drinks. Unfortunately, it looks like you need a service code. Alright, we don't have that yet. But we definitely, if we could get a service code, we could put out the talent, the commission before we do anything. Well, let's first talk to this guy. David is all smiles. He just finished up a joke to the uproarious laughter of his party. Hello, friends. Trying to get in on this joviality? You're welcome to join us for the next round. His words bleed into each other. This isn't his first drink. You know what? What are we celebrating? My recent success, through some hard work and a little business persuasion. He winks at you knowingly. I sealed 2 contracts and a third is on the way. I think I'm giving myself way too much if I use one of these options. Well, this could be considered a little bit lightly. No, you know what? Let's get him abbreviated. 20 Nugent. It's not too much. Let's try this. Congratulations. Next round's on me. David Beams. Here's a real friend. Come, let's drink. Voila. He slams back a shot and oods with satisfaction. Much appreciated. Thank you, my good woman. Let's hope that this makes him loose-lipped. So, from one friend to another, how did you bag all those contracts in one day? Oh, wasn't too hard, truth to be told. Someone did most of the work for me. Oh! You see the poor sod down there? We just upgraded our security at work. A few nights ago, that fool left behind a note containing his new password. I wrote it down and had some fun. Sent nasty messages to his clients, removed a couple of appointments from his schedule. And boom! I'm employee of the month, and all I had to do was some damage control. But that's man's clients, they are now mine. Nicely done, very clever, my friend. I thought so too. Thanks again for the drink, friend. You have yourself a good night. Hey, Deathclaw. These guys are right on the edge, both blasted, one pissed off, the other, well, an asshole. One word and these guys will be throwing down. That happens loud enough, security is bound to respond. Just a thought. Yes indeed, for 20 Nugent we can get a quite good distraction for security and get up into the upper rooms. Your thinking is the same as mine, Duncan. Let's go see if we are allowed in the kitchen, and otherwise we're going to wait for our target. Oh, I think we're already going to be bounced out. By the way, they don't bother that a white-skinned man with a sword is coming in, or a guy with a drone. As the cook moves through the kitchen, scents churn in their wake. Some sharp, some sweet, some altogether unfamiliar, but all delicious. Oh, sorry, I forgot the first sentence. A heady aroma of spices and sweet bombards your senses. As the cooks move through the kitchen, scents churn in their wake. Some sharp, sweet, some altogether unfamiliar, but all delicious. Oh, the chef barks an order to his assistants, then whirls around, muttering fervently to himself. He stops short once he notices you standing in his kitchen. I told him I need an extra server, not a hobo. Shoo! He just towards the door and returns to the tasting of the array of sauces. Alright, so I think what we can do is get ourselves to look like a waiter, distract security thanks to our 20 Nugent. Let's talk to this guy, have the entire setup. Oh, areas off limits. Alright. Reserved for Wuxing customers, general public not admitted. Why don't you head back to your table? There's ample seating in the main dining room. Yeah, I can take a hint. Yeah, let's not force ourselves our way in. We are going to probably... Well, let's talk to her one more time, see if we can get her to give us a waitress costume, if he needs indeed an assistant. This will only take a second. No. A loud exhalation escapes through her nose and her eyes dart towards the kitchen. She mutters an empty smile and nods in false hospitality. Absolutely, ma'am. What is it that you need? How's business? She glances around, impatiently searching for an excuse to end the conversation. As always, we're very busy, but I see a couple of parties preparing to leave, so you won't have to wait long for a table. If you decide to wait in the lounge, please be aware that a group of our third Wuxin dinners are celebrating inside. We appreciate it if you would respect their privacy. I can't ask her to, well, allow me to help her out. Well, I guess then that we have set it all up. We're going to wait until they arrive, get these people to fight with one another, get security to come in here and pull them apart, then go up and then go loud, most likely, because I'm not sure we can do the shrimp thing. In any case, I think we have this set up. I say I thank you for watching, and remember, great peril yields great beauty.